We're going to make a video today for Assure ID to make a template. This is where you start out in Assure ID. Once it opens up and you're in the Car Design Center, you can go to this ID button up here. Looks similar to the Microsoft Office button. Choose New Template. You have a lot of options in here. We're going to go with a pretty standard card today with a landscape single-sided card. But as you can see, you can put all your different technologies on the card from here. So it'll all be there and you can just program it once you go to the next step. Click OK. And the first thing you want to do is probably go into the View tab. And you've got some options in here that you can do. You have a ruler up here that gives you an idea how big this card is. Turn that on and off. You can turn the grid lines on and off. Snap to grid is something I think is on by default. You know, highlight it, it's on. Turn it off. I don't like it. It doesn't allow you to do much of the real finite movement. Later on I'll show you with some of the where you're placing the boxes on the card. We go back to the Home tab. We're going to start with the background. These are some backgrounds that are already in the system, just really for demonstration. I believe you're most likely going to browse and you're going to go to your computer and you're going to find your folder where you have your background. You click OK and your background appears on the card. Then most people are probably going to go to Image to load their company logo. You see you got a plus sign now for a cursor. You just click on the card, choose Load Image from File, click on your logo, double click. You're going to want to make sure that Maintain Aspect Ratio is checked. Click OK. Most of the time this box is not properly sized, so you have to kind of get that box out of the way. This is Maintain Aspect Ratio. As this thing grows one way or another, it maintains the length and width. You can slide the card around with your mouse. You can also use your up and down arrow keys to find the right spot for that. And most people are going to put a photo on the card. Click the photo button, click the card, leave the name the same. Definitely leave Maintain Aspect Ratio. In this particular example, click OK, drag your photo around. Now we're going to start with a text label. This is a piece of static information that's going to be on every card. Click on text label, click on the card, and we're going to put, we're going to call it in the field name. You can leave it that way, or you can call it, in this case, we're going to call it phone number, and we're going to put the office phone number. On here. Auto size. If you change the font size, that means the box is going to grow to fit the box. And you click OK. Now you see this box is here. So you can't adjust the size of the box because it'll only adjust as you change the font size. The box got bigger there. Also, when you double click on this, one of the things I normally do is center horizontal and vertical, and that keeps it in the very center of the box. If you take auto size off, and then you have the ability to change that box around a little bit, and then that'll be it for the text label. Now we're going to put in a data field. We're going to call this email address. bump up the font a little bit. You're probably going to want to bold some of these text boxes. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to make the box as big as we can. For the area that you've got. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll try to make all these boxes very similar in length and size, just for continuity. And now we're going to use a compound field for the name. I'm going to click compound field. Click this box here. This is when you have multiple rows in your database that you want to combine into one field on your card. In this case, we're going to call this first field first name, and we're going to insert another data field. We're going to call it last name. And we're going to call this whole field here full name. And then this data is actually stored separately, and it's going to combine the first and last name into one box. You're definitely most likely going to use reduce to fit here. This is based on people having different lengths for their names. Obviously, some people have got longer names than others. And this will ensure that that box will not lose any of the info that you put in there for the name. It'll actually shrink the font size to fit the box. That's about it for the card design. We'll do another video for data entry, except for we probably want to go up here and save template. You can name it whatever you want to name it and click OK, and you have created a card and a SureID.